I'm not treating you better. Nobody else gets that deal in here. I'm not treating you better. I don't care if you're a congressman. I don't care who you are. I'm not treating you better.
But sir,
They don't pay me enough to argue with people here, okay? I don't mean to be a wise guy, but I don't go for special treatment. And if I do this for you, I gotta have those girls hire 28 more people. And then they gotta go through the last files I've done for the last 30 years and bring all those people in here so I can undo their tickets and dismiss their cases and refund their fines. I'm not doing it. I don't care how nice he wants to be. You ever had an offense before, a traffic ticket?
No.
To that charge of impeding, responsible or not responsible. So what are you gonna do next year?
I'm gonna go to college.
Where?
Bowling Green.
Good. What's that?
Bowling Green.
Good for you. What are you gonna study? Good. 150. Good luck to you, young man. Have a good day. Just slow down a little, please. Deborah McDonald, 266-48168. How you doing, Ms. McDonald? Your name? All right, so they said they're gonna allow you to plead to impeding because there was no injuries and no vehicles towed or anything. So to that charge of impeding traffic, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
I don't know what impeding traffic means.
It means 0 points and it won't go on your record. It's like a very good deal. Okay?
Did that cause?
It's gonna cost you 195.
Disagree.
You what?
I will not accept it.
You don't wanna do that?
I'm paying $195. It doesn't matter at all.
Well, then you can go to hearing on this, but and I'll be glad to set an informal. Listen very carefully. If I set it informal though, when you lose, the charge is fair to yield, that's 2 points. And that would go on your record and your insurance rates are gonna go up, okay? If you wanna take care of it today, but I don't want you to plead if you don't think you were responsible, but fair to yield. Let me see what it says. Driver failed to yield to traffic on eastbound West Road. Were you pulling out of a parking lot?
I was headed west on West Road. The other person was headed east on West Road,
At Parkwood.
near there.
Okay.
And he turned in front of me. I did not even see him, and he saw him to the side of me. How this police officer wrote this up is the opposite of what it was.
You don't have to plead to this. If you want to have a hearing, I'll be happy to set a hearing for you. I might very well agree with you, but if I don't agree with you and I find you responsible, I just want you to be aware the conviction would go on your record in 2 points at best. Do you understand that?
I do, but I don't believe it.
That's okay.
I should have to pay
Hey.
$195.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm gonna charge you if you're convicted here. That's per our chart. It's not something new here. So I wouldn't worry about the 195 as much as I would worry about whether or not you're gonna be found responsible or not responsible. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
It'll be a lot worse paying 195 if you're found responsible and conviction goes on your record in 2 points. But if you want a hearing, I'm all ears. I'll be glad to listen to you, man.
Fine.
You think you were wrong then, don't you? Why are you coming up here and telling me you didn't think? Well, then why would you pay $195? I wouldn't pay 19 cents if I didn't think I did anything wrong.
Then I'm to go find the doctor and do it. It's not right.
Then let's set it for it. How's that? You okay with that?
To do what?
I'll set it for an informal if you want, and you can come back and explain your situation. We'll have the police officer here. But I'm just trying to tell you nicely here, if you lose, the conviction's going on your record, that's all. Do you understand that?
I do, but I'll just state it. I don't want it on the record because I wasn't involved.
So ma'am, listen to me. I'm not trying to talk you into it. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. The only thing I'm trying to say is you can't have it both ways. You can't come in here and have a hearing and lose and say, now I'll take the impeding. You can't do that. If you truly don't believe you did anything wrong, then I'd encourage you to fight it. But if you fight it and you lose, you're gonna have 2 points and the conviction's going on your record.
I'm just paid it today.
You think you did something wrong then, don't you? Then why would you just pay it today?
Because I don't want to have to, I don't know, I'm just mad about the whole thing. It just was not right. The police officer didn't hardly even speak to me. And my car was all damaged. It's $8,500 in damage. And, you know, I mean, it's still drivable, but barely.
You had insurance, though. You had collision coverage, right?
Yes,
Okay, so how much is your deductible?
$500.
Do you want me to give you time to sit down and think about this? I'll be glad to do that.
If it's gonna make it worse for me now.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I haven't heard anything here. You just told me you're going to.
I'll just pay it today and be done with it.
Why would you do that? If you don't think you did anything wrong, I don't want, well, then let's set it for an informal. And if you change your mind, I'll talk to him about still giving you impeding. Give me a date, set it informal, okay, Heather?
Okay, Judge, we can do the 26th at 1:15.
May 26th, ma'am, at 1:15, okay? We'll summon the officer. I'll listen to what he has to say. If you change your mind, you come back here, you remind me that they offered you impeding, and I'll still do it for you if that's what you want to do, okay?
Thank you.
All right, so go down the hall, we'll give you a notice. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nicholas Jones, 26T648-242. How you doing, Mr. Jones? Your name?
Nicholas Jones.
You're gonna plead to impeding, right? Responsible or not responsible to that? 150 is your total, speeds dismissed, you're all set. You got a clean record. Good luck.
Offer any reduction
Huh?
in cost for $150 army vets?
I can't do that. I'm sorry. I admire people that were in our military, but I just, I know, I get it. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Good luck. Eileen Eileen Patricia Morton, 260-648-132. Your name? You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes, Judge.
Responsible or not responsible to that?
I'll respond.
You got one prior entry, 160 is your total, and you're all set.
Is it possible that I could do that next week, Wednesday?
Pay it by next Wednesday? So that would be, I'll make it the 21st, which is next Thursday, okay?
Yes.
If you need more time, something comes up, call the court, we'll go on Zoom, I'll give you an extension, but do it on or before the due date, okay?
Thank you very much.
Have a great day. Isabella Kirksey. Isabella Elizabeth Anna Grace Kirksey, 26T648-202. All right, your name?
Isabella Cooksey.
So you're going to plead to impeding traffic, correct?
That's
Is that what they offered here? Let me double check. Yes. To that charge, responsible or not responsible? It's quite a name you got there. You should run for Congress or something. 170 is your total. Have a good day. Kimberly Webb, 26W841517. All right. Okay, so you're gonna plead to impeding improper lane use, causing an accident, no injuries, minor damage. Your name?
correct.
Is that what you want to do, is plead to impeding? To that charge, responsible or not responsible? Plea is accepted, original charge is dismissed, 195, and you are all set. Cash, you're into the hall. You're right. Good luck. Johnny May Curry, 26T648-297. Right. Good morning. Your name? You're going to plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible? Okay, I'll accept the plea, dismiss the speed, 150 is your total. You're all set. Cash.
Is it possible to pay Friday full? I'll pay you full on Friday.
Yeah, I'll make it the 18th, okay?
Thank you.
1 week from today. Good luck. Thank you. You can pay that online if you want with no charge, okay? They'll explain that down the hall if you want to talk to them. James Coleman, 26T648-262. All right, Mr. Coleman. What do you have, Ms. Patillo?
That file that's supposed to be coming back.
Yeah, yeah. How you doing, Mr. Coleman? Your name?
James Coleman.
You're gonna plead to impeding?
Sir.
Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted. 150, original charge dismissed. You're all set.
Thank you.
Cash, you're all right. Best of luck. People against
Yeah.
Mark Yoder, 260-648-325. Mr. Yoder, you can come up here, state your name. Good morning. You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible? Please accepted. 160, cash your alcohol to your right. Original charge dismissed. Good luck. Paul Pachalski, 260-648-260. I can't believe that. You know that.
Morning,
Good morning to you. Your name?
Paul Pachalski.
You're gonna plead to impeding?
Correct.
All right, you're not, you gotta be careful. I mean, if you get another ticket with me, you got at least 3 priors plus this. So please be careful, okay?
Yes,
To the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, 175 is your total. Cash your end of the hall to your right. Good luck.
You got us.
Thank you. You too. Robert Safina, 26W842429. All right, how you doing, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Robert Stina.
How bad's your record? Is it bad?
Best see other than the one 30 years.
All right, you're gonna plead the commercial motor vehicle impeding, right? You're gonna dismiss the prohibited truck route? To that charge, commercial motor vehicle impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible? All right, I'll accept the plea, dismiss the original charge, 245, cash your end of the hall to your right. Good luck. Jeffrey Phillips, be careful though, please.
Yes, sir.
26-842-554. Good morning, your name?
Morning, Jeffrey Phillips.
You're gonna plead the impeding, right?
Yes.
Was commercial motor vehicle impeding, correct? To that charge, responsible or not responsible? Plea is accepted, 235, and you are all set. Cash your end of the hall to your right. Good luck. Original charge dismissed. Thanks. Lee, Kevin Denard Lee. 25B87590, 25B87591. You're here on a show cause. Where's Mr. Lee? Your name?
Kevin Lee.
Who's this with you?
My mother.
I'm not excited about this.
Judge,
Why not?
just to let you know, he did pay one of them off today, the one
one?
ending in 590.
one?
Ending in 590.
That's paid off? He paid 103?
Yes, that one's paid.
And how much does he owe on the other?
213.
So I'm gonna dismiss the show cause on this 25B87590. How you doing, man? Your name? What is your son doing? Is he staying out of trouble? Are you doing well in school?
Oh, yes, yes, sir.
How good is good?
I'm pretty good, amazing actually.
What's amazing?
My teachers tell me that I'm doing way much better than I did last year.
Yeah, how well are you doing this year?
I'm doing excellent.
Well, I know, but I mean, what was your grade point last year? What's your grade point
Oh,
this
I
year?
had 3 E's and
Last year? Oof. That's brutal. Now what are you getting this year?
I'm getting about 2. I got 2 A's, a C, and a D, and a B.
Are you studying?
Yes, sir.
Is he studying?
He's studying also in sports and kind of
No, I gotta let you play sports if you don't get your grades up, right? What sport you in?
wrestling.
What school you going to?
Working on high school.
You don't work at all, right?
No.
What do you do, Vam? Do you work?
Yeah, I work.
Where do you work at? For the what?
Medical team, it's called medical team
Okay.
in the nursing field.
So you owes 213 on this one, right, Heather?
That's correct, Judge.
What do you want to do? You want to pay it or you want to do community service? It's up to you.
I want to know if I can pay, a little by little,
How much?
about $20.
I want you to remember, I told you you could pay $50 bi-weekly starting in November and you didn't pay anything, right? And this is May, right? We're 6 months later. I'll let you pay 20 a week or you can do community service, whatever you want. Sure. How you gonna pay that? You can go over to an animal.
I'm struggling.
I get it. Well, then maybe he needs to do community service. Here's the deal. I'm gonna say you're to pay 213. Or serve 12 hours community service, and I'm paying you a lot here, by June the 20th. Can you do that? You can do community service. You can go over to Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, a church, Habitat for Humanity, an animal shelter. I don't care where he does it. It just has to be a nonprofit organization. He can't go work in a dentist's office and then tell me that it was community service. You follow me? Sometimes we'll get people doing that kind of thing. No.
The church, we belong to a church and the pastor is building a church. Can you do it?
Absolutely. And they're gonna send it, the community proof of, send proof of community service on their letterhead and the pastor can sign it. Okay? Do we understand one another?
Yes.
Are you guys, did you already get done wrestling?
Kinda. I'm going to tournaments.
You're doing tournaments.
Yes, right.
What weight class?
215.
Good for you.
Yes, y'all.
Is he a good kid otherwise? He's not he's not hanging out with the wrong people, right? Good. All right, good enough. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thanks for coming with him, man. Allison Mapes, 26T648298. Ms. Mapes, your name. So you had one ticket back in 22 for any, you're gonna plead impeding and they're going to dismiss the speeding and you're gonna slow down, right? To the charge of impeding, responsible or not responsible? All right, I'm gonna accept the plea. 160 is your total. You're all set. Have a great day. Okay, how about Kayla? Kayla, looks like Shipley, 260-647-737. Where's Kayla Shipley? Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. What's going on?
I did a ticket.
I see.
Just trying to see.
I know you gotta be careful though, okay? You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible? I don't think you're gonna get any more of these out of me, okay? I'll make it $200. You're all set. Cashier into the hall to your right. Good luck.
And can I pay a portion of it?
How much do you have today?
I can pay a hundred of it.
And then when can you pay the rest?
Next Thursday.
I'll make it on the 26th. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
Wait a minute. Yeah, that'll be right. May 26th. You're all set. Have a great day. People against, yeah. Did I call Allison Mapes already, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, people against, Christian Cornelius Lyles Weems, 25T647-324. All right,
Morning, Judge Deanna Petiopi, 82378 on behalf of Mr.
your name, sir? Where you been? Why haven't you been here? Where's he been? I don't want to inconvenience anybody. Why haven't you been here?
Oh, I've just been handling a lot like probation fees and.
I didn't ask you that. I asked why you didn't show up on these tickets. Why didn't you show up?
Your Honor, it sounds like he didn't have the money to pay. He knew he should have came in and asked. He's on probation right now.
To me?
For
For what?
felony.
What kind of felons? Doesn't look like you're excited about the one you're gonna have to tell me.
No, there's a list of them in the,
How old are you, Mr. Weems?
24?
You wanna spend the rest of your life in prison?
No.
he's on heightened probation.
Let's see, he's got. So, oh geez. RNC, assist, resist, and obstruct an officer. You're well on your way. Continue on this little journey by 23 or 4. Yeah, is your mother in the area?
Oh, that was her for just my brother with the kid.
She'll be coming to see you in the Department of Corrections if you're not careful. You live on,
Trying, Your Honor. He has a job at Taco Bell. He started about a month ago.
you graduate?
Yeah, just like school.
Counsel, I'll give him $1,000 personal bond. He stands me waives formal reading, right?
Yes.
Don't be playing this game with me again, okay? Next time you do this, I'm gonna set a bond, you're gonna be going in the lockup there. It's no fun, okay? May 21 at 8:30 will be your court date. Personal bond, $1,000. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court. Violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. You understand all that? You understand all that?
Yes.
Yeah, what is this? He's gonna have to come in here and tell me why we're doing this. So talk to me, the thing, you know. You're all set. Good luck. Go down the hall, get your notice, and you have to fill out a petition for a court-appointed lawyer if you want one, okay? Going forward, Ryan Kathleen Ryan. It looks like Ryan Kathleen Ryan. Good Irish name for sure. 26W842213. How you doing, ma'am? Good. Your name? All right, you're gonna plead responsible to impeding traffic, true? To that charge, responsible or not responsible? All right, I'll accept the plea, 160, you can go down the hall and take care of that, and you're all set. Good luck to you. How much, when can you pay this? I'll make it on the 18th, okay? Monday, all right? If you need more time, call the court, we'll go on Zoom, I'll give you an extension, or you can walk in here on it before the due date next Monday. Best of luck. Andrew Bryant, 26W842379. All right, your name?
Andrew Bryant.
All right, improper lane use. It says no injuries, minor damage. They're offering impeding. Is that what you want to do? You're gonna be careful going forward though, right? Yes?
Yes.
To that charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible? I'll accept the plea, 195, cash your end of the hall to your right. All set. Good luck. Adriana Collier, 260-150-332. Is there a reason?
I contacted the issuing officer.
Let me call the case up and you can explain it to me. Ariana Collier is in here, 260-150-332. Responsible is charged by default. Give me that file back if you would, officer, please. Ally Asgar, 260-150-547. Defendant failed to appear. Responsible is charged by default. People against Prince Gibson, 260-150-554. Okay, your name?
Prince Gibson. Officer here beating process on the police.
So let me just see something. Failed to yield causing an accident. Why does he want to dismiss it?
Your Honor. Sir, that issued the citation. The issuing officer requested the citation be dismissed.
What? Does he not, should he have not written the ticket? Did he make a mistake writing the ticket? He's gonna have to come in here and tell me why, okay? I mean, he wrote it. And I don't have a problem if there's a problem with their case, but I mean, he wrote it for fair to yield, and then you guys are saying here something like No injuries, both vehicles drivable, respondent paid damages. That means he paid damages, so he thought it was his fault, right? So why are we dismissing unless somebody knows somebody, and I don't do that, and they all know that, and I wish they wouldn't do that. We're gonna set an informal hearing, so we're gonna give you a date, and what is the date gonna be?
We
I
can
would-
do May 26th at 1:15.
I trust he will be here on that date. Tell him I expect him here, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
May 26th at 1:15 is your new date.
Yeah, no, is that a person or?
Nah, you should, I'd really rather, why, can't you be here in person?
Oh, I got truck, so I'm always up the roads.
Is Whitehead working today?
Yes.
Call him up. Tell him to get on Zoom. Have a seat. I'll see what I'm gonna do on this.
I'll do that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Abigail Powell. 26T648245. Could I have up here Mike Nico Carnego seated at the table, my right, your left? Ma'am, come on up to the podium. Tell me your name if you would, please.
I'm not gonna.
How you doing? Good. You're gonna plead to impeding, right? You can't be operating while texting.
I know, I got caught, I was in right there, I was pulling out of what I thought was a side road, I live in Garden City, so I was trying to pull my map up, someone pulled up behind me, so I pulled.
That's dangerous, though. To the charge impeding, responsible or not responsible. Operating while texting is dismissed. Please accept it to impeding. $200, you're all set. Yes, you're into the hall, you're right. Nico Carnego, 26T648246. The charge here is prohibited left turn. Your name? Who are you related to?
John.
Yeah, that's your dad. He's got, yeah, I know. He's got kids old enough. Wow, we're all getting old, aren't we? You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yeah.
First offense for that charge of impeding, responsible or not responsible. All right, you got a clean record. 150 is your total. Cash your end of the hall to your right, and you're all set.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Mary Kostel, 26W841579. How we doing?
Good, thank you.
Name?
Mary Costello.
All right, you're gonna plead to impeding traffic, right? To that charge, responsible or not responsible? I'll accept the plea, dismiss the original charge, 150, cash your end of the hall to your right. Have a great day. Thank you. Brandon Ursing, 26W842452. Your name?
Brandon here.
So you're gonna plead to improper parking?
Yes.
Boy, your tabs were expired for quite some time now.
I had extreme circumstances.
What happened?
Walking in a car and we were pregnant. My wife gave birth to my son 15 days after we bought the car. He was in children's for a month and then he passed away.
Oh my God.
And so although I didn't renew them, it was extreme circumstances. So I came here to hope for leniency.
All right, you're gonna plead to improper parking they're giving you, right?
Yes,
That, to that charge, responsible or not responsible?
but
$65. Good luck.
thank you.
I'm sorry, I really am. Derek Allen Makunovich, 24T642916.
Good morning, man, Judge and staff. John Bassiano, on behalf of Derek Kunovich.
I'm gonna need Jessica in here. Your name, sir?
Derek Allen.
All right, so he has entered a not guilty plea on this. He's got, I hope you saw this, he's got 11 prior technical violations.
The judge.
And now here he's got one count of failure to attend the court work program. How's he going to proceed on this?
Pleading guilty.
Is that what you want to do, sir? If you plead guilty here, this would be your 12th. And you could have your probation revoked and be incarcerated for 90 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights? You plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So the charge, you failed to attend the court work program on April 25th of 26. How do you plead? Did you fail to attend?
Yes.
Why weren't you there?
My wife was assaulted by her elder sister
By what?
Be there for the kids.
Wait, I didn't hear you.
My wife was assaulted. My wife was assaulted by her eldest sister with a drug problem, and I needed to be there.
When did that occur? I would just want you to tell me when it occurred.
About a week ago.
About a week ago?
Life's been like, I already contacted Gibraltar.
Well, what does that have to do with it? You're.
I asked to take care of my daughter, but
This is May the 11th, right?
yeah,
If it happened back on May the 4th, you said about a week ago,
contacted Jessica.
what does that have to do with you not being here for the court work program on April the 25th?
I had to take care of my daughter and the animals.
Wait a minute. You're acting like this assault on your wife caused you to not be here on April.
No.
Wait. I don't want to be interrupted. You told me your wife was assaulted by her sister. Is that not what you said? Were you not trying to lead me to believe that she was assaulted on or around the time you were supposed to be to the court work program and therefore you didn't appear?
I should have prioritized her. I contacted Gibraltar to go tomorrow or set on free this entire week. I'm gearing up for
Listen,
MDOT certification. All that.
listen.
Chuck, it just sounds like, if I may interject, it sounds like this gentleman's been overwhelmed with a lot of things that have been going on in life and it's happened.
He tried to make it sound like he didn't show up on the court work program because his wife was assaulted by her drug addict sister. That's what he made it sound like. And then it comes out that that was a week ago, and yet he was supposed to be on the court work program 16 days ago. Right?
No, I failed to prioritize.
Judge, if I could,
Yeah.
so Derek was actually scheduled he only had the 1 day left in the court work program. His case was set to expire May 1st, so I told him he only had a few opportunities. We were originally scheduled for April 11th. He emailed me stating there were some issues in the family situation, he wanted to reschedule. Fine, I told him he could reschedule. We then rescheduled for April 18th. He then contacted me saying there was issues with his wife. There was something going on with his wife, he couldn't do it, he needed to stay with his daughter. I said, fine, you have one final opportunity on May 25th. He stated again.
April 25th, you mean?
April 25th, I'm sorry, yes, Your Honor. On April 25th, he then emailed me again and stated that he couldn't do it, that his wife was going through severe mental health problems and he had to take care of his daughter. Again, I gave him all the opportunities possible. There was no other options after that. So this is 3 dates in a row that we scheduled for court work program, and there was issues each time for rescheduling. I gave him the opportunities to reschedule, but again, we've now run out of time. We don't know what else to do.
Judge, if I may interject, with regard to the wife, I believe it's his ex-fiance with whom he has an 8-year-old daughter, am I correct?
Yes.
And at that time, there were issues that existed that could have subjected his ex-fiance to CPS problems, and as a result, Mr. Ikonovich intervened, and it just sounds like this gentleman, although he's been semi-responsible here, has tremendous, responsibilities, and he certainly wants to finish this off, and shame on him for not availing himself to Ms. O'Donnell's overtures over here with getting it done. But Judge, I'm just asking that if we can have a continuance on. I know you're upset about it, Judge, but the gentleman does work. He's not some lazy.
He's got 12 violations.
Judge, I understand that. I understand.
We've given Derek multiple opportunities. It's always something. There was money for a while that was an issue. We finally get this taken care of. Then it was an issue with the anger management. You just saw him not that long ago for another violation regarding anger management. We did get that done, but we just had one final day on the court work program. We've given Derek all the opportunities. I don't know what there is to do.
Judge, he's a troubled young man whose head is spinning because he's thinking about his 8-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. He's got his wife's mental health issues to deal with, and as a result, I think it exacerbates his issues. Just asking for continuance, just to finish off this one matter over here, Judge. This is all we're asking for. I know you're fed up. I know Ms. O'Donnell's fed up, but we're almost.
How could we not be fed up? We've given him multiple.
I understand, Judge. He's just so close to completing it.
This has been going on since August the 24th. No, You can only have so many of these, okay? I could have done this a long time ago. Anything else you want to say?
Judge, I'm just asking that there be no jail time because he's close to his MDOT certification, getting a mechanic's license.
Does he owe any money?
He does not owe.
How many days?
He has 7 days credit jail. He gave us back in October. It doesn't look like there was any credit
He
days.
also did core work program for two
He
or
did
three. How many of those?
The day that he completed a court work program, he completed 6 days, Your Honor.
So he's done 6 plus 7 is 13, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to assess any fines. I'm going to revoke probation. You're served 20 days, credit 13 for 7. You're in custody for 7 days. I'm sorry. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any questions?
Judge, my question is, when will he start this?
Right now. He's in custody right now. Sorry. Have a seat over there, sir. Good luck. Prince Emmanuel Robar Gibson, 26B1505554. Officer Whitehead, can you stick your name in, your face in here, please? Your name, sir?
Gibson?
Officer Whitehead, good morning. Your name?
Officer Whited, Brownstown Township Police Department. I'm just sorry for my attire, Judge McNally.
Yeah, can you start your video?
Yep, 1 second. I'm trying to do it from my phone. We're in the patrol car parked.
All right, your name?
Officer Whited, Brownstown Township Police Department.
You're not at work right now?
I am. I'm a passenger in the patrol car for a training
Okay.
officer who's on
All right.
shift.
But you guys are stopped, right?
Correct. Yep.
So let me ask you a question. You wrote Mr. Gibson here for failure to yield.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And this is what the officer wrote. Issuing officer requests citation be dismissed. No injuries on crash. Both vehicles drivable. Respondent also paid damages. Who was at fault in this accident?
So originally, I wrote Mr. Gibson for the failure to yield. He was at fault. The other vehicle pulled into a private business and parked, but they weren't comfortable driving it, so they had it towed privately. And I'm not a car guy, so I didn't know the damages. And they said that they would work out the damages between them, and they were to contact me if they worked that out, which they did. And I spoke to both parties, and I told them if it was worked out between them for the damages, that I would try to dismiss the ticket for them.
Can't do that. I mean, if I do that, I got to do it for everybody. You know, if somebody's going to get two people get in an accident and there's an accident, I mean, just because somebody pays damages or restitution, I just can't do that. I'm not comfortable with that. So I'll set aside the default judgment. You can take your choice. I can either send you back there and maybe you can work out impeding if there was minor damage and no injuries, or you can set it for an informal hearing, whatever your choice is.
Okay, but Your Honor,
I'm not going to dismiss this ticket. Just had a lawyer whining in here that I didn't want to dismiss her ticket. I don't play games in here, okay? I'm just telling you. You get in an accident, it's your fault. You're going to at least get impeding, period, plain simple. I don't care who knows who, what they do. I don't care. Well, good. I'm just telling you, I'm not dismissing your ticket. If they're not going to get, we're not getting in the habit, they're not going to get in the habit of this over here. We're not getting in the habit of this. We're not doing it. So you can either set it for an informal hearing.
but from when the officer said he only wrote the ticket, if we had to go through insurances for that purposes, there was no reason to write a ticket.
Listen,
There, Michigan may be in
I want to make sure I understand. Did you or did you not say that Mr. Gibson was at fault in the accident?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm not treating you better. Nobody else gets that deal in here. I'm not treating you better. I don't care if you're a congressman. I don't care who you are. I'm not treating you better.
But sir,
they don't pay me enough to argue with people here, okay? I don't mean to be a wise guy, but I don't go for special treatment. And if I do this for you, I gotta have those girls hire 28 more people. And then they gotta go through the last files I've done for the last 30 years and bring all those people in here so I can undo their tickets and dismiss their cases and refund their fines. I'm not doing it. I don't care how nice he wants to be. So you can decide one of two things. You can either go back in and tell him, yes, you're willing to take impeding if they'll give it to him, or I'm setting it for hearing. And I'm going to give you a date, officer, when I know you're here. We can't be doing this. If they work out civil damages, then it's okay. What do you want to do?
So I talked to the officer.
If you want to go back and talk to, officer, don't go anywhere.
So pretty much you just want to do impeding traffic. That's what I'm saying.
If you qualify, listen, pretty cut and dry guy.
I was when the officer said he was gonna drop the ticket, the revenue took care of it.
You're not doing underhanded garbage that comes in here in front of me.
Hey,
Do
sir.
you hear what I said? Hang on. I'm not doing that. I don't know where people are coming up with this stuff. I'm not doing it. When they decide to issue a citation, they've never called me up and said, Judge, should I issue a citation? Not one time. I've been here 31 years and 4 months and 11 days, not one time have they ever called me up and say, should I issue a citation? But once they do, when it comes through this little route here, I'm treating everybody the same. And they're not going to start with underhanded deals. And I don't mean underhanded in the sense that it's crooked or anything else. They're just not going to make calls here about what's going to happen with cases when I've treated the last 1,982 people times 5 differently than they're asking me to treat you. It's not happening. So you can either go talk to the officer about impeding. If you qualify, I'll be glad to do it. If you don't, and you want to have an informal hearing, be glad to set that. You got to be careful with this, officer. Please don't do that again. I mean, really, this is not, they go work this out in some, damages situation. Nobody's even entitled to restitution on civil infraction cases. They can make small claims or general civil case arguments and file those.
I understand. Judge. I think it was just a miscommunication and a misunderstanding between myself and Mr. Gibson on the resolution for the crash, but
Whatever.
I completely.
I'm just not doing it. Okay, you want to go talk to them about it? Okay, I'll be glad to give you this file, John. Take it back to Harabedian. Don't go anywhere, officer, in case he wants to talk to you. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Maya
sir.
Adkins, 26W842456. Good morning. Your name?
Hi.
I hope this is going to go better than the last one. You're going to plead to impeding, right? Responsible or not responsible? Please accepted. 150. Cash your end of the hall to your right. You're all set. Good luck. Shane Ware, 26W842551. How you doing?
Morning, Judge.
Your name?
Shane Ware?
You're going to plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Judge.
Please accepted. 150. Cash your end of the hall to your right. Have a great day. Thank you. Ahmad Asma. 260-150-056. Defendant failed to appear responsible is charged by default. I sent that file back. You can talk to him about whether or not he wants impeding or wants to go to an informal hearing. Mustafa R. Al Bahia, 26W842535. Good morning, sir. How are you? Your name? Your name? All right, so you're going to plead the commercial motor vehicle impeding traffic, and then they're going to dismiss the original charge. True?
Yes.
So to the charge, commercial vehicle impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible? Please accept it. 235, cash your end of the hall to your right, and you're all set. Have a great day. Melody Martin, 26W842536. Your name?
No.
You're going to plead the impeding, right, ma'am? To that charge, responsible or not responsible? Plea is accepted, 150. You have a great day. Thank you very much. Cashier end of the hall to your right, against Hannah L. Davis, 26W842560. How you doing, sir? Your name? You're gonna plead to impeding traffic, right? Responsible or not responsible to that? 160 is your total. Cashier end of the hall to your right, and you're all set. Have a great day. People against Dewan Yarbrough, 26P648319. Your name? All right. You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
To that charge, I'll accept the plea. Listen to me. Those bother me. You know what I mean? Operating while texting, I see people going all over the road. Please don't do that, okay?
Sorry.
You plead responsible to impeding?
Yes.
Fines cost 200. You're all set. Cashier and all to your right. Good luck. Patrick and Renz, 260-647-494. And could I have Mackenzie Brown? You guys want to come up here? Are you the parents?
Yeah.
Come on up with it. Have a seat right there if you would, young lady. Your name, sir? All right, you're going to plead to impeding? No, wait a minute. You're going to plead to no proof of registration, right?
My understanding was failure to present that.
Yeah. To that charge of no proof of registration, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea. Did you get a valid plate now?
Yes, sir. I have proof of that as well.
Your plate was expired for a couple months, right? You got to make sure you stay up on that. I'll accept the plea 105. You're all set. Thank you. Mackenzie Scott Brown, 26T646231. Your young lady, your name? Your name, folks?
Sean.
Kristen Brown.
How old are you? 16? And you're smoking tobacco?
Yeah.
You don't plan on running any marathons anytime soon, huh?
No,
Why are you doing that?
I don't know. It's just hard to quit. It's
You're hanging out with the wrong kids, aren't you?
probably, that's how they got me.
Well, why don't you reevaluate who you're gonna spend your time, right? Right? You know what I mean? My father used to tell me, if you hang out with the pigs, after a while, you start to smell like them. We don't want you. You're a pretty girl. And you should really thank your parents for being here. Right?
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've had this happen?
No, it's the third.
The third?
That's why we wanted to come to court.
What are you doing? Are you going to Trenton High School?
Yes.
What year are you?
Well,
You gotta stop that. How's your grades?
like after coming back from like being suspended, they're still kind of like that, but
How many times you been suspended? How many days they suspend you each time?
the first time was 3 days, the second was 10, and the third was 10.
Well, how in the world are you gonna get through high school if you're suspended 23 days? Is that in this school year you've been suspended for 23 days?
Sir, you gotta take your head off.
Only 2 of them.
Sir.
And one was last year?
Yes.
But the 2 this year were the 10-day suspension. So you missed 20 days of school? Only Einstein could get through after missing 20 days of school. Come on. You're not doing that in the school, are you?
Well, that's how they caught me.
Well, why in the world would you bring that into the school?
I'm just like influenced by other people doing.
Well, we can do one of 2 things in this crazy world. We can either be a follower or we can be a leader, or somewhat of a combination. But if you're going to just be influenced by people that are not on the right road, you're going to end up in a world of hurt. You understand what I'm saying, young lady? Yeah, I thought you'd learn the first time. Not the first, certainly the second. Now here you are on the third, and you're only a sophomore. What's your grade points? Well, that tells me a lot, right? If you don't know what your grade point is, you probably don't care a lot, right? And if you don't care a lot, you might not get through high school. Then you'll start to care because then you're going to be in deep trouble because you're not going to have a job. Nobody's going to hire you and you're going to live in poverty. You don't want to live in poverty, do you? It's a pervasive problem in this society. We got all kinds of people living in poverty, and 99.782% of those on my math are people that didn't graduate high school. I didn't say everybody had to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, teacher. I didn't say anybody had to do anything. There's trades, but you got to get through high school or you're in trouble. If you went back to Abraham Lincoln's era, it was okay not to get through high school. Not anymore. To the charge, minor in possession of tobacco, responsible or not responsible. I don't want you guys paying this. I want her paying this. I'm going to assess fines. I'm going to cut it down to $90. I'm going to trust our little conversation here is going to make you reflect on what you're doing. I'm going to give you until August the 1st to pay this. Really, I don't want you guys to pay it.
Yeah, thank you.
You got it? Oh, come on, stay out of here. You seem like a nice kid. These are the most important years of your life. I've been saying it for years. High school age up to about 22. I've yet to see anybody successful at 50 that wasn't at 22 and vice versa. Come on, use your head. Get out of here. Apologize to your parents for making them take off of work and come here on your way out. Good luck.
Thank you.
Ration Soria. Soria, I'm sorry, 26T648313. You're going to plead to no proof of insurance, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your name?
Rashad Sawyer.
To that charge, no proof of insurance, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
You have insurance now?
I got rid of the car.
185. Don't drive without insurance. That's a horrible thing to do. It's a 1-year misdemeanor under state law. You get in an accident, you cause damage, they're going to come after you. You understand that?
Yes.
They'll be haunting you for 20 years to pay their insured's damages. Good luck. 185 down the hall. Ask Artur Zanelli. Artur Joni Zanelli. 260-648-255. I murdered that name, didn't I?
The J.
What's that?
The J.
Zanelli. All right, I'm sorry. You're going to plead to impeding, right? Responsible or not responsible? Plea is accepted. 150. You are all set, okay? Good luck, ma'am. David?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, you're going in lockup. We don't want you in lockup. David Bencher. 26W8425447. All right. Your name?
Take the bachelor.
You want to set an informal? Well, he said driver has issues with off or impeded traffic.
Yes.
You understand, and I'm not, listen to me. Again, I'm not trying to talk you into it. If you go to a hearing and you lose, this is a 3-point violation and that's going on your record. I just want you to understand.
Yes, sir.
If you take the impeding, it's 0 points. I don't care what you do. I just want you to understand it. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You still want to set the informal? Give me an informal hearing date, Heather.
All right, this one, Judge, because we're getting pretty packed on that afternoon. Can we do this one on June 8th? At
We-
8:30?
That's kind of a long time. This was written April 16th. Can I just
would-
set it at?
You want to set it on the 26th at 1:15 or 1 o'clock?
Yeah, let's do that. May 26th at 1:15, okay? So you go down the hall, we'll give you your paper notice and you're all set.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a great day. Henry Sherwood. 260-648-222. Defendant failed to appear. Default judgment entered. Victor Smith, 260-648-007A and B. How you doing, sir? Your name?
Victor Smith.
So as I understand it, they're going to dismiss the no proof insurance and you're going to plead to expired plate, right? You have insurance now?
Yes, sir.
To the charge, expired plate, responsible or not responsible? Please accepted, no insurance, dismissed, 135, you're all set.
Thank you, sir.
Cashier end of the hall to your right, good luck. People against. Prince Gibson, 26B150554. Mr. Gibson, your name? Oh, is this what you want to do, is plead impeding?
Yes.
I want you to understand, this is not the least bit personal. I just can't let this go on. This is not even close.
Little advice to them, if this ever does have to begin, like, because technically the officer doesn't have to write a ticket for it. We just wanted to get her.
That's up to him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to write a report, if he doesn't want to issue a ticket, I never see it.
Because he said he only did it because of the insurance purposes. You know, if we had to go through the process.
They shouldn't be looking at it like that. But I don't, all I know is, like I was trying to tell you, if something comes through this area, if it was filed in this court, we're gonna process the ticket, and I'm gonna treat everybody the same. This has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. I wouldn't have any suggestions for you. I'm not gonna suggest that an officer start being judge and jury out there. That's it.
Pretty much, right.
You want to plead the impeding traffic?
Sure.
Well, they are not. They are not. They don't get the final say to the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible. But I want you to understand, this has nothing to do with me not liking you or anything. No. Watch any day. I treat everyone the same. 195, you're all set. Have a great day.
Quick question, I didn't pay a bond for that ticket?
That will apply. So,
Pay $225?
yeah, I'll set aside the default judgment, like I said. And I'm gonna, Heather, return the other $30. They'll issue you a check, okay? But go down and talk to them. Thanks. Lawrence Malign, 26W842325. How you doing, sir? Your name?
Lawrence Moody?
You're gonna plead impeding, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible to
Pretty
them?
much.
Please accept it. 150. You're all set. Cashier. End of the hall. People against Ashley Underwood. Mominy. 26W842515. This will be a plea to impeding, the speed to be dismissed. Your name, ma'am? To the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible. Please accept it. Original charge dismissed. 150. You're all set. Have a good day. Richard Caruso, 26W842465. No priors. You're gonna plead to impeding. Tell me your name, sir.
Richard Caruso.
To that charge of impeding, responsible or not responsible.
Responsible.
Please accept it. Original charge dismissed. 150. You're all set. Clean record. Good luck. People against Brian. Kevin Riley, 26W842555. Brian Riley. All right. You haven't had a ticket in quite a while. Your name? You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
For me again, I'm so sorry.
He was hired to do the kitchen remodel.
Right,
The price was $5 to do the job.
Right.
$500 down, $2,500 at the end. And between that time, he was given $4,100 for work. $900 was for the wood, for the trim.
wait a minute. You gave him 2,500 down.
Yeah.
And then you gave him another 900, right?
900 for supplies,
So so at that point, you paid him 3,400.
right, and then there was additional funds given in between that time, but the $900 was for moldings, wood to be burnt, and the labor magic for the wood. I have no wood, I have no stain, actually the stain was,
So you gave him 4,100 total?
yes,
Maybe I'm misunderstanding. The contract was for 5,000. You gave him 2,500 down. Later, you gave him $900, which was supposed to be for wood.
moldings, stain to burn the wood and do the labor like putting them up.
Okay, when did you give him another 700? 25 plus 9 is 34, right?
12/21 was given $400 because
Of
the
what year again?
26, 25,
Okay, you gave him $400 for what?
it was for the extra work that went underneath the sink, the pipes needed to be replaced.
Did he do that work?
Yes, he did. But when my new contractor came in, he had to refix because it was leaking and the water line that went from the sink to the fridge that was put in was the wrong line and it was growing mold.
Okay, let me ask you this. How much did you pay the new contractor?
$2,800.
So how much do you have into the total job? You had 25 plus 28, which is 53, plus 9, which was 62, plus 4, which was 66, right? So you have 6,600 into it, and you have it done now as you want, right?
It's functional.
As you contracted with Mr. Israel, right? The only thing that you didn't include in the initial contract that you added on was the $900. Am I right?
The $900.
And that was for the wood, molding, stain, and to have him install the wood, right?
Correct, yeah. And that was given to him on 1/13, $900. He picked it up in the,
Of 26.
yes,
And so, but that was not included in the original contract price, correct?
no,
So honestly, I just want to make sure I'm following this correctly. Had you had Mr. Israel do everything, you would have paid him 5,900, right? And you paid him how much?
2,500 at the start of the job.
900 more and then 400 more.
Correct.
So you paid him 38, you paid 66 total, right?
Correct. And then there was additional receipts that added up to $315 that he did bring me the receipts for, and I paid him cash when he handed me the receipt.
So that was on top of the 3,500 or 3,800, right? So it was, you actually paid him 4115. And how much do you think you're entitled to?
I would like, I feel that he did by placing the bridge. I feel that that was worth maybe $1,000. It had to be all replaced, the lines.
Wait. Let's just start with this. You contracted with him for 5,000. You paid another contractor 2,800, right?
Just to get us functional. We were 7 weeks without no sink, no water,
All right, but
no beans to cook.
But am I not correct that you should be looking at it like, all right, I paid 4115 to Mr. Israel. I paid another 2,800 to this other contractor. Therefore, I paid $6,915. And now ask yourself, how much more did you add on from the initial contract price? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm looking at the money that I spent and gave him.
You gave him 4115,
Right.
and you paid another contractor 2,800.
To get us functional.
Do you think you're entitled therefore to $1,915?
No, I'm saying, in my opinion, I feel that the work he did do was maybe worth $1,000 out of everything else. He did place the fridge. And fix the water.
Well, am I right? You basically hired somebody else to do Mr. Israel's work.
I did, and
And you were gonna pay him $5,000 to do the work, right?
Right.
So he must have done some work because you only paid the new contractor 2,800, right?
Correct. That was just to get us functional, what he left us with.
I don't know what you
We're
mean
still
when
at-
you're saying functional. Is this contract, is this work been done now between Mr. Israel and the new contractor? Listen to my question before you start to answer. Did that cover everything Mr. Israel was supposed to do for the 5,000?
Yes.
Then I'm having a hard time understanding.
We still have to finish the bar, but we are functional as far as kitchen and needs to put the stove and the lines being looked.
Did he agree to do the bar?
No. The bar was supposed to be, he was supposed to, on the layout that I turned into the court, it was supposed to come this way, and then a bar on the other side to sit at with a kitchen hook. That still has not been done. My new contractor is gonna be finishing up the job.
And we went out there Monday, Mr. Israel, you didn't find any of the wood in there that you claimed that you provided for, did you?
There was sparkling wood there. There was a plywood that I put underneath the fridge and also underneath the sink to raise it up.
No, but I'm talking about in the garage.
Oh, no, the
But
trim
you
was,
said you said you put that,
where that pile of wood was at, that's where the trim was stacked at as well. And it was stacked with a scratch.
listen to my question. When you went back there, did you see any of the supplies that you bought with the $900 sitting in the garage?
Some of it.
Was there any, ma'am?
No. That wood that was in the garage was purchased by my new contractor to put my kitchen countertops and raise the sink up.
I'm having a hard time with understanding, comprehending, I should say, why you are how you are coming to the damages. You were going to pay him $5,000.
Correct,
You paid him $41.15.
correct,
You paid another contractor $28.
correct,
That's $69.15.
correct.
Assuming everything that was in your initial agreement with Mr. Israel was covered, why wouldn't you, at best case scenario, why would you only be entitled to $1,915?
No, I misunderstood the question, Your Honor. I was saying that he did do, I'm not denying that he didn't do any work. He did do work. He placed the fridge, cut the hole in the wall, and placed the fridge, and did the water lines. After he was let go, and I had to call a new contractor in to get us functional hook our sink, he discovered that the plumbing was leaking. And the line that went from the sink to the fridge was moldy. It was the wrong line initial, so he had to redo that.
Comprehend, calculate your damages and tell me how you're entitled to whatever you think you're entitled to.
It would be everything that I've given him, the 25 plus the 9 plus the 4 and the $2,800 that I had to.
Plus the $315, right?
And the $315 and the additional receipts.
But you were gonna pay him $5,000 to do all this, right?
Correct. That was the agreement. That's what,
Right, and now you paid $69.15, follow me.
correct, that was.
Why aren't you only entitled to $1,915?
I should not be entitled to $1,950. I should be entitled to the whole thing.
To what whole thing?
The $5,000 plus the 28 I had to spend on another contractor to get us functional.
You never paid him $5,000. You paid him $4,115 tip.
Correct.
40?
I feel I'm entitled to at least $4,100, the money that I gave.
Well, he did, but you only paid another $2,800 for the contractor to finish up the other work he was supposed to do,
It's
right?
not finished. It is still not finished.
What isn't finished, ma'am?
It's not finished.
Was the bar supposed to be finished as part of the original contract with Mr. Israel?
Yeah.
Do you have a quote to have the bar finished?
I turned it into the court.
Well, tell me what it is.
This was the layout that was discussed on August 15th, 25.
Again, you gotta make sure, man, that you get things in writing. I mean, this,
It says up in the corner, the day we met, what was discussed, and that was before the plan that he drew out.
okay, how much do you figure that it would cost to finish up the bar?
It is gonna cost me another $1,500 to have the contractor come in and finish.
Is that what the contractors provided you with an estimate of?
Yes.
So then this would cost you $84.15 to do a $5,000 job. Why'd you walk off of this? Why didn't you do this diligently? I can tell you, I remember that. You were not diligent about doing it, and you didn't have any of the materials that you claimed that were gonna be in the garage,
So initially, the 5,000 were for the cabinets only, just the cabinets, nothing else. the cabinets and the item. That was only $5,000 that was agreed upon. No inserting the fridge, no covering up the, there was a, next to the fridge, there was like a little closet, like a spice cabinet. I closed a pantry. I took the door off of there and I closed that as well. Shown right here on the picture.
You did have to close that up, Your Honor. The fridge was originally supposed to go in that space. The fridge and stove were ordered according to his measurements. When the fridge was delivered and he came to do the job the first day, I lost my bedroom closet because he miscalculated. He said, I cannot put the fridge here because of the stairwell to the basement.
Okay, tell me what you want to say, either one of you guys.
Okay, so, this was additional.
What is, you're holding up,
The fridge getting inserted and the drywall work tearing out the hole to put it in the fridge. I had to tear out the whole wall to insert that fridge because there was a sliding door in there. So the walls were real weak. So I had to tear everything out and reinforce it. We agreed, me and her agreed upon the police report, her son's involved in it. I don't know why, but the whole agreement was between me and her. And I specified that to her in the beginning of the contract. I only deal with one person and that's it. If you want to pay me and your husband gives me the orders, I'm good with that. But both of you giving me orders and both of you paying me, that's not gonna work. So I was supposed to start on the cabinets around August. The cabinets didn't get delivered. Around December, I started doing the job. I started doing the inserting of the fridge because nothing could get done with the cabinets. Nothing was turned to her right. The cabinets were messed up, they were damaged, whatever happened. The material wasn't there for the cabinet.
she paid you, she had to pay another contractor $2,800 in addition to the $4,115 she paid.
So the $2,500 that me and her agreed upon, I told her, I will insert the fridge for you, cover that cubbyhole, and that will be for the down payment. We agreed upon that. That's not $1,000 job. Tearing out a wall, drywalling it, mudding it, framing it, passing the electrical, running the line from the bottom of the basement all the way up. That's not $1,000 job. That's a $3,000 job easily.
You're out of the.
The fact is that you breached the contract as far as I'm concerned. No. You breached the contract.
We did.
You did. You did. You did. And you didn't have the materials in the garage that you were telling me you'd put in the garage, and I don't believe that those materials were in the garage. Did you want to say something?
I did. This job would have been completed if her son didn't threaten him with a CPL.
And
He's
also
the one
giving me a
who called
firearm.
and
Well,
made
I'm
a police
done.
report.
I can't be
That's why
around,
he couldn't go
hang
back.
on. I can't be around weapons or people giving me weapons while they're intoxicated with something and giving a felon a weapon. I can't be doing that. I had to walk away. Either I'm gonna be in prison for 5 years. I'm not losing my kids over her son coming to her house. Well, he lives there too. Going to the basement high with his cousins and trying to give me a gun to shoot his cousin.
That is not true, Your Honor. He was let go.
My son doesn't work there no more because my son was racially profiled by your son. He has a text message that he sent his cousin calling my son a black kid.
All right, wait a second. Wait.
Your son has that.
Wait. You guys aren't gonna talk to each other. You wanna talk to each other, you can go out in the hallway. You're gonna address the court with your comments. Go ahead.
Israel's the one who called the police because his tools were left there. He was going back to work on the house. His tools were still there. When they got there, the police were there too. Israel met them there. He was trying to get his tools back. They said there were no tools there, right? His tools were there. Along with the police report and everything else, in them saying his tools weren't there, Trenton PD had called us 3 to 4 days later.
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, like
For the tool.
3 to 4 weeks, somewhere around then, saying that his tools were at the station. So it went from them not having his tools to them having the tools and returning them to Trenton PD.
Not all the tools either.
But not all the tools are there.
So the receipt that she
You're
had,
not a licensed contractor, are you?
what was it?
You're not licensed.
No, I'm not.
She's aware of that.
You're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be getting anything off of these. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
Can I have one more thing?
You can add whatever you want. I mean, just,
So the receipts that she has, the copies, are receipts that I paid for, and she paid me back. She reimbursed me. The receipts that I gave her without me taking pictures of were her receipts that she paid for out of her pocket. So there was no reason for me to keep, take a picture of them, because they were not purchased by me. With my money. They were purchased by me, but not with my money.
What's something else?
anything else anybody wants to say before I make my ruling?
I would like to say something, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
The agreement that we had in August to do the job. The order for the kitchen countertops and everything to do the kitchen remodel was not even ordered from Lowe's until September. The stove and refrigerator did not come until December. And if my memory is correct, he started in December 12th. And that was when the fridge was placed, because it wasn't even delivered until December.
This courtroom instantly turned tense when a judge refused to let a driver walk away from an accident ticket, even after the damages had already been paid. The officer tried explaining that both drivers settled things privately, but the judge completely shut it down, warning that he would never give special treatment to anyone in his courtroom. Then the judge went on a fiery rant about fairness, saying if he dismissed one ticket, he'd have to reopen thousands of old cases too. But the hearing took an emotional turn when a 16-year-old girl stood before the court for smoking and repeated school suspensions. The judge didn't just lecture her. He gave a brutally honest warning about poverty, bad influences, and how failing high school could destroy her future. At one point, the entire courtroom fell silent as the judge told the teen, "These are the most important years of your life." From heated arguments to emotional life lessons to harsh courtroom reality checks, this hearing had some unforgettable moments.